Hey guys, Snowflakey here with my update to my Aqua Actress deck profile. Aqua Actress is one of my favorite decks of all time. Been a big fan since they first came out in Dragons of Legend 2. Unfortunately, because of Sprights' dominance, we lost a very powerful tool in Ronintoadin. So a lot of the deck has had to change as a result. Basically, kind of any extra deck stuff we could do is kind of dead in the water, and we have to go kind of full in with Testudo Lockdown. So figured I'd give an update, show how I've kind of adapted for it, and with that said, let's get into it. Starting off, I'm playing 3 copies of Aqua Actress Tetra. Aqua Actress Tetra is a really great monster for this deck, kind of the key to it all. It's just a 1-star monster with 300 attack and 300 defense that once per turn adds an aquarium card from the deck to our hand. What's cool about the Aqua Actresses is they don't have hard once per turn, so if you get Tetra out, you can do that effect, and if you get another Tetra out, then you can do that effect again and search 2 aquarium cards. One of the things I honestly like the most about Aqua Actresses is that it was kind of already, it came out in the era where hard once per turns were pretty much everywhere already, but you know, this one gets away with it, and that makes it pretty cool. The aquarium spells are of course pretty great, and we definitely want to be seeing them. Next up, I'm playing 3 copies of Aqua Actress Guppy. Aqua Actress Guppy is a 2-star monster with 600 attack. 2-star Aqua means it's good for making Totally Awesome, which is pretty sweet. And once per turn, we can special summon an Aqua Actress monster from our hand. So Guppy can special summon Guppy, and then a second Guppy can special summon another Aqua Actress monster, that of course being our Tetra, or our next monster that we are going into, which is our 2 copies of Aqua Actress Arowana. Aqua Actress Arowana is kind of the bigger boss main deck monster. It's a 2,000 attack 6-star monster, so it's a little harder to get out if you don't have Guppy to special summon it. And it says once per turn you can add an Aqua Actress monster from your deck to your hand. That includes itself, that includes Tetra, that includes Guppy. And so yeah, all these cards are nice because when you get them out, they search a card. And I like that little simple advantage generation, and makes them pretty sweet. So that is the Aqua Actress main deck monsters. Continuing on, some monsters that support them. I am playing 3 copies of Swap Frog. Swap Frog is a pretty sick monster. It's an Aqua level 2, which is pretty nice. It's got 1,000 attack. You can special summon this card from your hand by discarding a water monster, one other water monster. And when this card is summoned, you can send a level 2 or lower Aqua type monster from your deck face up into your graveyard. So that's pretty sweet. We can use this to send Tetra. We can use this to send Guppy. We got a couple of other targets coming up that we can send to, which is pretty handy. And of course, you know, we can target a monster we control, bounce it back to our hand to give an additional normal summon of a frog this turn, which is pretty sweet. So if we special summon Swap Frog, we can then bounce Swap Frog back to our hand and use our regular normal summon on it. Now we can't use the additional normal summon on Swap Frog, but you know, just the ability to summon it twice off of the special summon and then bouncing it back for a regular normal summon is pretty good, because that'll get us 2 monsters into the grave. Probably the target we want to send to the grave the most with Swap Frog is our 2 copies of Testudo Arat Newman. Very happy to see this card get some success in one of the recent YCSs. Been a big fan of this card for a long time. Definitely glad I picked it up for its price increase, because I've had this card for a while. But it's a 1-star Aqua monster with 0 attack and 1,800 defense. That just says neither player can special summon monsters with 1,800 or more attack. Most good monsters a lot of deck play, you know, when they're comboing and going into their bigger monsters, have 1,800 or more attack, especially the ones that get harder to deal with. So being able to summon Testudo Arat Newman and kind of sit on it so that it they can't special summon those monsters. And there's a lot of ways to protect this card in this deck that makes this card hard to get rid of and makes it extremely powerful. We want to get access to this card as soon as possible, so Swap Frog can pull it out. That's great. And last for our monster counts, I am playing 1 copy of Starboy. Starboy is a 2-star Aqua monster that says as long as this card remains face up on the field, increase the attack of water monsters by 500 attack. So that's pretty nice. A lot of this deck is built around getting our Aqua Actresses monsters to much higher attack, because then they can battle over most about anything. And Starboy is just a good one-of to add to it, get us extra damage to push for an OTK, and definitely is more fitting in this deck now because this is the last monster in the monster count. Without Ronintoadin and Dupe, you know, I've cut the Dupe Frog and the Toad Ninja just because it's not, it's a lot more rare that we can get out Totally Awesome on our regular play. So you know, we're just going all in elsewhere, and that is it for our monsters. Next, we're going into our spell cards. I am playing 2 copies of Aquarium Stage. Aquarium Stage is the first of our Aquarium spell cards. They're all continuous spell cards. Aquarium Stage says that water monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle with a non-water monster, so that's pretty nice. That makes our Testudo Rat Newman harder to get rid of, as well as any of our monsters in this deck, unless we're unfortunately up against a water deck, which is just a bad matchup. And then, of course, our Aqua Actress monsters are affected by our opponent's monster effects, which is pretty sweet. That means Tetra, Guppy, and Arowana are just not affected by monster effects. That comes in handy quite a bit. Awesome card. This is usually the first Aquarium card you want to get access to, so why I'm talking about it first. Now, all the Aquarium cards have this secondary effect, where if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target an Aqua-type monster from your graveyard and special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except Aqua-type monsters. That's fine. Everything we're playing is an Aqua-type monster, so no big deal there. But it's nice. That means if these cards get removed, you can special summon out an Aqua-type monster, maybe something like Testudo Rat Newman, or you can get a Tetra back out. And one of the reasons we want to have a lot of ways to get these cards into the graveyard. Next, I'm playing 3 copies of Aquarium Set. 3 might be a bit overkill considering cutting this down to 2, but still have it at 3 for now. Aquarium Set gives all our water monsters 300 attack and defense, and it gives all our Aqua Actress monsters 300 attack and defense. So our Aqua Actress monsters gain a total of 600 attack and defense, which is pretty nice. And these can stack, so you can play multiple Aquarium Set. And one of the reasons we have multiples of here, well, first we have multiples of Stage, because even if one gets outed, we need to always make sure we can get this card, so 2 is a safe amount to not brick on it. Tetra can search him out, so we can get him out of our deck instead of hard drawing him, which is pretty nice. So, Set just boosts our monster's attack. Boosting our monster's attack is very important because part of how Aqua Actress wins is when they battle monsters, they can get insanely high attacks with their effects, and that's pretty cool. So Aquarium Set just gives us a little extra attack, can push for game, and of course Aquarium Set is the only one of these aquariums we might be interested in setting multiple of if it's the difference between removing a monster or ending the game. So that's why it's at 3. And of the last of the Aquarium cards, I am playing 2 copies of Aquarium Lighting. This card is awesome. We can only control 1 Aquarium Lighting at a time, but Aqua Actress monsters we control when they battle an opponent's monster during damage calculation, our Aqua Actress monsters gain double the attack and defense of their monsters. So that's pretty cool. So Tetra with Set becomes a 900 attack monster, then this makes it an 1800 attack monster, and we have ways to boost it even further. I mean, with Starboy at 900 attack, it becomes 1400 attack, and then becomes a 2800 attack monster. And of course, we'll be playing Wetlands too, which is a nice way to get a lot of attack strength in this deck. So this card's pretty awesome, and this one, like Set and Stage, also has the effect that if this card is sent to the from the field to the graveyard, we special summon an Aqua-type monster, which is pretty cool. Next, I'm playing 3 copies of Surface. Surface is awesome. Target a level 3 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua-type monster in the graveyard and special summon it in defense mode. So this grabs Tetra, it grabs Guppy, it grabs Starboy, it grabs Testudo, Swap Frog. Mainly we want to be using this to pull out Testudo, send it to the grave with Swap Frog, use Surface, bring Testudo up. Now we have our lockdown in place, and locking down our opponent is going to be very important for giving us enough time to set up and win the game. So Surface is pretty nice. Next, I'm playing a copy of 1 for 1. Pretty cool card. Send a monster from our hand to the graveyard to special summon a level 1 monster from our deck. This is either Aqua Actress Tetra or Testudo Rat Newman, whichever one we're looking for, both of which are great targets. Next, I'm playing 2 copies of Wetlands. Wetlands is a field spell that says all Aqua-type monsters level 2 or lower gain 1200 attack, which is pretty nice. That includes Tetra and Guppy and Swap Frog and Testudo and Starboy, all good targets for it. And that 1200 attack can then double with Aquarium Lighting, and you can see real quickly how the monster's attack power can get extremely out of hand. To search those, of course, I'm playing our 1 copy of Terraforming, adds a field spell from the deck to our hand. I'm playing 1 copy of Foolish Burial. Since I'm playing Surface and all these cards to get things out, I like the ability to just have an extra Foolish to send whichever card I need. I really want to get a hold of those cards, so Foolish Burial makes its home. Next, I'm playing 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. I was playing this before, but this card gets better with the fact that since we can't reliably make Toadally awesome, it doesn't matter as much if we banish them. We just banish 6 extra deck cards, draw 2 cards, and that's fine. Can't use any other drawing effects, no big deal. And last, this one's kind of in here for deck filler, but I am playing one copy of Pot of Duality. There are a good amount of turns where you won't be special summoning on your turn, and in that case, or if your hand looks good, doesn't look good, but you have Pot of Duality, we can dig for a specific card we need. Maybe we have Aquarium Stage and we need Testudo Rat Newman to stop our opponent from summoning. Maybe we want to get a trap card, just enough that I am playing this card at one copy. You know, if someone you're not a fan of can definitely be switched for just another card. And that is it for our spell card. Next, going into some trap cards, we're playing a few more traps in this deck. Starting off, I am playing 3 copies of Summon Limit, something I've definitely added in here now that we're not comboing. Summon Limit. Summon Limit is a card that says neither player can summon more than 2 times per turn. Now that we can't reliably extra deck summon, we really don't summon more than 2 times per turn, maybe 3 sometimes, and that's fine, especially because a lot of those initial summons will be on our first turn. And this card is really good because if we can't get to Testudo Rat Newman, Summon Limit is also just another good card to have. And this deck, unfortunately, is not powerful enough to out-combo our opponent, so we really got to stop their combo. So Summon Limit is a card that I have in here to help. This card could be replaced with Goes in Match or Rivalry of the Warlords because both those cards work well in this deck, and if those are good in certain matchups, they'll do good here. You know, I've been playing against some matchups where those cards aren't doing as much, so I like Summon Limit in the main as safety and put those as side options. Next, I'm playing 3 copies of Solemn Judgment. Solemn Judgment, just a trap card. We pay half our life points, negate a summon or a spell or trap card activation. Very important in this deck. You know, we have a setup, but it is kind of fragile. You know, we don't want to lose our key aquarium cards that can let them out our board. We don't want to lose our Testudo Rat Newman. Maybe we don't want to lose Summon Limit. And just having Solemn Judgment to say no to that is very important, especially because this deck is really weak to Harpy's Feather Duster, so that's another good Solemn target. Enough that we definitely want to see this card. And last, I'm playing 1 copy of Starlight Road. Kind of an interesting choice for this deck. Aqua Actresses really don't like board wipes. While the Aqua Actresses are immune to monster effects, Raigeki hurts, and Harpy's Feather Duster hurts, Lightning Storm hurts, and those are all cards that see well enough that figured I'd play 1 Starlight Road. Kind of does what Solemn Judgment does for it, but with a bonus effect, because when a card or effect is activated that would destroy 2 or more cards on the field, we can negate it, and of course, if we do destroy that card, then we can special summon a Stardust Dragon, which is pretty nice, because that can give us another protection, and oftentimes we're not using our extra deck for much anyway, so we can just max out on 3 copies of Stardust Dragons so that we don't banish them all off of Extravagance, and make use of it. If you don't like that Pot of Duality, this card might be worth consider running it too, but just something I'm still rocking for the time being. And that is it for the main deck. Going over the extra deck too much, there's not too much to talk about. You know, Ronintoadin loss really hurts our extra deck summoning capabilities. I would just say for Extravagance, I am playing playsets of Totally Awesome, Stardust, and Mr. Boy. These are pretty much the only extra deck monsters I'll ever find myself going into. Mr. Boy just to get extra attack, and the recycling, Totally Awesome because it's the negate, and Stardust Dragon because of Starlight Road. So 3 of these copies are nice so that we don't banish them all off of Extravagance. The rest of it is kind of filler, maybe Waken the Dragon targets if you want to play something like that. But that's just what I've done for the time being. I'll try to revisit maybe an extra deck heavy Aqua Actress build at a later date. So that is it for my Aqua Actress deck profile. One of my favorite decks of all time. Very much enjoy it. I really like the goofy look of the fish monsters, and I like the simple effects and card advantage generation, and I really like decks where monsters get high attack power. So a fun deck to have and play casually. You know, its lockdown abilities can give you some wins against good decks, but I wouldn't say it's reliable enough to take to a tournament or anything like that. But still fun to add in the repertoire. Very glad I have it. Let me know what you think. Pretty cool deck when you're not up against a water deck too, which is pretty nice. And yeah, let me know. Have you ever played Aqua Actresses? Do you like these cards? Have you ever seen anyone else play Aqua Actress? Love to know what you're doing with these cards. We can talk more in the comments below. Catch you in the next one.